earn as much money as possible. And I have a great solution for you. It's called esports. If you don't know, pretty much every single esports organization is vastly overvalued because they're all subsidized by venture capitalist groups that are probably going to get fed up in 3 to 5 years when none of them are profitable, or crypto exchanges.
Damn, he's right. I mean, that's true. Very good take.
And we know what's happening with crypto exchanges. Let's just take a look at the Forbes top 10 most valuable esports companies. At the top, you can see TSM, 100 Thieves, Liquid, and FaZe Clan. Well, let's just take a look at TSM. How are they doing? Oh, they had a deal with FTX that got suspended. It was worth $210 million. Okay, that's all right. Well, how about 100 Thieves? They laid off a bunch of people. Okay, well, you got to reduce overheads sometimes. Okay, what about Liquid? Oh, a deal with Coinbase.
Yeah, they did the Mogul route.
4 years.
Who else did a deal with Coinbase? I mean, Coinbase.
Surely that will last. And finally, FaZe Clan. Okay, publicly traded company valued at 134 million. Wait, 400 million, 100. Okay, that dropped. Oh, that dropped really fast. Okay, well, that's look, not me just trying to make fun of esports orgs, because I like esports and I like anyone who takes.
What is this?
And Maya in.
Bro, you are so horny. You sent me a fucking mobile Twitch link, dog. That's crazy. That didn't work. Okay. Send me the normal clip. It's like, bro, you got to get this.
An attempt.
I mean, I respect it. That's actually a helpful clip.
Making it work. It just doesn't seem like the economics of it match the ambitions of a lot of the people inside of the sphere. What does work, however?
Bro removed the M and thought that would work. Lamau. Wait, why would I not think that would work? Also, this fucking guy, I tried to call him yesterday and he said he's at an Olive Garden. And then he said some anti-Turkish shit. He literally said
orgs do, and that seems to be the profitable part of their business, and it's also what some content teams do. I mean, take offline TV, for example. You put all these people in a room, they print out multiple million view videos that they can sell giant sponsors on. I mean, pretty much every one of their videos has a sponsor, and they're getting buku bucks for that with pretty low overhead because they each have their own individual careers. Now, imagine you could combine the content team of OTV with maybe the more rigid structure of an esports org, and you end up with something like OTK, One True King, a streamer-backed esports org that doesn't really do esports. I mean, they had a team in World of Warcraft, but they dropped the team. So they're pretty much just sticking with the good old-fashioned content creator route, which is smart because they're not only able to sell sponsors on the watch hours of all the people inside the org, they're also able to sell things directly to consumers with businesses they start, like Starforge Systems. I mean, imagine if I had Swipe Bidets and then
I have a Starforge PC that I'm streaming out of currently.
Had a team of 10 creators that I worked with all the time, and they all sold Swipe Bidets individually, we'd get a lot of buttholes clean in the new year.
Yeah,
so
it was
makes
free,
sense.
yeah.
And don't just take my word for it. Let's look at the most popular Twitch teams by hours watched. Obviously, G Fuel at the top. They have 671 creators.
This is literally XQC, which is crazy. The number for Luminosity is that high because of XQC.
XQC's org, he's up top there. Loaded, they have a bunch of big creators. And OTK is fourth. They're fourth with only 14 people, and a couple of their creators barely streamed over the past year for reasons we're going to get into. Now, I haven't made any videos about OTK because, well, none of the individual pieces felt substantial enough to talk about for longer than a couple of minutes, but enough has happened over the past year, and especially with the update last night that ended the investigation on Mizkif, that I feel like we can talk about it all today. Now, we're going to get to the investigation with Mizkif at the end, but first, let's do things in order with what started off their terrible month of December, and it involves another one of their founders, Rich Campbell. Now, Rich Campbell, if you don't know, is a esports host turned streamer who did a lot of maybe the more business side of things behind OTK, and one of the people that he used to be in a relationship with, Lexi, on Twitter, dropped a tweet longer about a terrible experience she had with Rich. And I really recommend you read this on your own because I think it states how she feels about it more clearly and everything that happened more clearly. But I'm going to read you two excerpts. I'm not here to sleep with you, and I do not want that. That is Lexi to Rich Campbell when they were hanging out at Rich's place. And then Rich replied, by jerking off in front of her while continuing to talk about her getting pregnant and then begging her to have sex with him. After she said no, he continually attempted to take her clothes off. She kept saying no, and at the very end, he rolled her over and put himself inside of her and finished unprotected. That was hard to read, but it is a clear picture of sexual assault, rape, just outright. Now, Rich hasn't replied to this yet, but there were a lot of text messages that backed up them being together at that exact moment, him asking her to come over, etc. And it ended off with a text from him to her right after it ended with the same timeline saying, "You okay?" So I believe the account. You can wait for Rich Campbell's statement, which hasn't come out yet, but it's pretty clear that OTK also believes the statement, or at least is concerned enough about it that they instantly, and I mean instantly, dropped him. Within like hours of the statement coming out, he was booted from OTK, which is big. I mean, he's one of the founders of it, and they kicked him out. So that was a terrible thing to happen. But the next week, the troubles didn't end for OTK as a whole because they lost a huge part of their organization, Jay Schlatt. Now, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to tell you the value that Jay Schlatt has on the YouTube algorithm. He's one of my most viewed videos on pretty much every single one of my channels, and he's part of the reason why Mogul Mail even exists today, because the weekly slap is what inspired me originally. And he mutually agreed to leave OTK. Now, it might not seem like a big hit because, you know, he's not much of a streamer. He doesn't stream too often, so many people didn't even know he was in OTK. But if you look at OTK's YouTube channel, that has almost 600,000 subscribers, that was built by Jay Schlatt. Let's just take a look at the top 10 most viewed videos. 9 of them are involving Jay Schlatt. He's like 13 of the top 15. He is OTK YouTube, and I think that's a big thing to lose. And then the week after that, which was actually just last night, we finally got the end to the investigation on Mizkif over the alleged sexual assault cover-up involving his best friend at the time, Crazy Slick. And now, if you don't know, this was basically a third-party law firm that OTK hired to investigate Mizkif, to which a lot of people, I think, understandably were upset about. They're like, okay, well, aren't you just investigating yourself? But who is supposed to do the investigation? If there were no charges filed by the police and they aren't doing an investigation, it's not like someone's going to magically get up and do it. You kind of have to hire someone to try to absolve yourself. But even if we just ignore the entirety of the investigation, I think it's pretty safe to say that a lot of the allegations made in the original tweet by Trainwreck were outright false. I covered this in a video I made yesterday called I Lied, but if we just go over it one more time again, there was no blackmail. Not an iota of blackmail was seen. When Train said, "Are you going to send Maya and Mitch to cover up sexual assault?" Maya said on a stream that she would have gone on her own volition. And then as far as the one thing that did age really poorly and that was pretty bad of Mizkif, aka this clip. Well, let's just play my reaction here.
Single person that we used to hang out with that doesn't hang out with Slick anymore because of what happened. I actually think there's literally none. Because the reality is, worst comes to worst of it, it's fucking like...
You know he timed that. You know he did that on purpose. He did the water thing on purpose.
Sexual harassment, right? I mean, like, no one... of what you can deem of it, it's sexual harassment, whatever.
Now, this was a clip from Miz that was on his alt stream that didn't sound so nice in the moment, and this is what I said about it.
At a low scale, it's not really a big deal. I don't think people really gave a shit.
This is Miz speaking way too candidly and way too stupidly about sexual assault, saying it's low scale, like there's a tier list that we have to drop every year on what sexual assault we need to rank S tier, what sexual assault we need to rank F tier. And I lambasted him a bit for that comment because it was pertaining to sexual assault, which is like a big deal. But I was wrong. He wasn't talking about sexual assault at the time. It was only known that Crazy Slick, his roommate at the time, sexually harassed Adriana. That's based off her words. Listen to this.
I've only recently figured out and found out, especially without sitting, that it's sexual assault.
So I feel like that covers it. I'm just playing that clip.
All the stuff was known at the time. I talked about this pretty extensively, okay? All the stuff was known at the time. I talked about this pretty extensively. I think that the expectation of like a normal person to be this careful is a valid one. right? To be careful enough to make sure that you deal with this in a delicate way, because it is a delicate matter, is an understandable and normal one. I don't think it's like above board. I don't think it's beyond. I also maintain the position that you can be a good person overall, which I believe still to this day, Maya is a good person overall, who did something in that moment, intentionally or unintentionally, that was bad. Okay? This was my assessment on the situation. And personally, I told you guys this. Like, I love Maya. I think Maya is a great person overall. She did a wrong thing there. And she recognized that she had done a wrong thing. And she very quickly owned up to it. And also said that, she should not have done it. She should not have gone there. The implication alone was damaging. Okay? The implication alone was damaging in that situation. Okay? Question mark didn't do anything wrong. Listen, my friend, I am not going to have a conversation with gamers about how to deal with situations where sexual assault or sexual harassment or whatever you want to fucking call it, but still sexual assault has happened, okay? Like, we're way past that point, okay? We're not going to rehash this over and over again, okay? Even at the time, literally when Adriana wrote her twit longer, my reaction to it was the same, which was, and this was before she came out later and said that, that twit longer was wrong. I actually personally think that it was sexual assault. I was groped. Crazy Slick is a bad person who did this to me and everything else that. Well, okay, not trying to create a thing here, but have you.
This announcement yesterday. Obviously, I've no clue that this was coming. Otherwise, it would have been great to just wait a day, and that would have covered it. But yes, rehashing a lot of the original claims of Mizkif covering up sexual assault don't seem to be true. What is true, and what OTK did punish him for, were his actions on his comeback stream October 11th, which demonstrated a lack of empathy and ignorance towards the seriousness of the situation. Now, I never made a video about this. I never really talked about this, so a lot of you might not know. But after the initial apology that Mizkif made on Twitter, he kind of went radio silent for a while. He didn't stream for a long time, and then he suddenly was like, I'm going to come back and I'm going to stream. Fine. That's up to him. The investigation wasn't over. It was going a while. He missed streaming. But his comeback stream was, to put it lightly, embarrassing. It started with an hour of him basically stalling because Hasan and XQC were both reacting to him to try to see what he was going to say about the investigation or what he was going to say about the entire situation. And Mizkif, in response to this, played Super Mario 64 and said, I'm going to keep playing until you guys stop watching me. And they didn't. So then he eventually ponied up, and then he said, I have no news.
But also, you played a clip. He said it was an accident, but still,
which by itself would just be kind of embarrassing. But then he also had this moment, which was really just dumb.
No matter what, dude. One of my things.
Now, this is a tattoo artist who talks about how good he is at cover-ups, specifically with bad tattoos.
I am a master at cover-ups and reconstruction.
Me too, for 4 years.
Excuse me?
I think this will not look good like this. Let's.
That's tough. He also pulled up this video of sexual harassment is illegal. It was just kind of tone deaf. I don't think he had a plan going into this stream. And although it doesn't seem like anything involving a sexual
Why are you guys
assault,
throwing Huz and what the fuck, dudes? We watched this happen live. He did that live. You should know this already. That, in my opinion, was the worst thing he could have done. That, in my opinion, is the worst thing that he did. Obviously, other than the impact I'm talking about. The impact that his actions had on the entire streaming community in Austin by, allowing Crazy Slick to continue fucking running rampant. As far as apologies goes, as far as saying you're in the wrong or taking responsibility of your actions, it's just that is just unacceptable.
Cover up was true. It is true that he made an inappropriate joke about sexual harassment and that he had some unsavory clips and random calls and generally I just don't think handled it as well as he could have or should have. And I think it's pretty clear that my boy Stans had the better path of what you should do in that position.
And you just go, hey chat, I've been gone for 3 weeks thinking about everything that's happened. There's an investigation going on, so I can't say anything about it. I hope to give you guys the truth, but in the meantime, I am out of OTK on whatever. I'm going to be streaming like normal so I can make money to pay my...
By the way, like, sponsor stands, very good take here, but also, like, Maya is a good example of this. He made a bad joke, not worthy of a cancellation. Dude, your assessment of the situation is so fucking stupid if you don't understand this. The entire point in that circumstance is for Mizkif to take ownership of his actions, whether intentional or unintentional. Okay? And if you turn around and instead of taking ownership of it, like Maya did, okay? Like Maya did, instead, when you do this kind of thing, okay, when you're in the wrong, like when you're in the fucking wrong, you're not showing that you understand the seriousness, the severity of the situation, you know. But I guess there's like dumbasses like you here, you know what I mean? So it doesn't matter. This is not like a cancellation because Mizkif said something wrong or mean, okay? Notice how, I don't even know, Ludwig's probably not even going to bring up the logs or whatever that were re-released, okay? And I am not talking about that either. You want to know why? Because people can do fucked up things, wrong things, bad things, okay? Be racist in the past and change their fucking ways, okay? Everybody understands that. But what matters in that situation is taking accountability, taking ownership of that, which Mizkif has, in that regard, at least, has addressed those things. They were just re-released in the drama cycle, and people fucking used it as another, used it as an addition to pile on. But that's, by the way, that is the reason why that would be a cancellation, okay, or a recancellation. This is different. He has owned up to those logs already. He had already owned up to like a lot of that fucking shit, like that he had said racist things and whatnot.
My rent for the next after this, but today I'm gonna leave. I hope I can share more information with you soon. And then you turn off stream. That's it. Literally, that's it.
Super mature, Stan's a smart guy. He's someone who I go to for a lot of the things that I need to do. In response, again, to Miz acting inappropriately during this stream and in the wake of all the drama, OTK has decided to remove his board duties effective immediately and place him on monitored probation. Which is basically just them saying, hey, we're going to punish him because we acknowledge that it was bad, but we're not going to kick him off. And I think, honestly, if Mizkif wasn't such an important piece of OTK for the first year and a half of its creation, I mean, every big stream was on his channel. He was really carrying the org on the live stream front. He probably would have been kicked off. Straight up. If he wasn't that valuable, they probably would have booed him for just how he handled it. Because if there's a clear goal with OTK here, and it is to remove the bad connotations for the bad things that have happened with some of the org's founders from the org's like idea in public conscious. But basically trying to clean up their image, right, to put it simply. But I'm going to make a prediction right here. Because although it's been a hell of a year and an even worse month, I think OTK has a bright future. And it's not because of Mizkif. It's not because the other streamers on it, but it's because the people running it. Now, I know Tips. I know he's a good dude, and he's someone who came in clutch for me.
He's the one who got me my PC, by the way. Shouts out to Tips.
When I was running my Smash event and my chess boxing event by helping out, by sponsoring it with Starforge. And I know he's got a good head on his shoulders. He's a smart guy, and I think he'll take the org good places. And he's joined by Zach Diaz, another guy who I know is a super good dude.
Also a great guy. Used to work at Twitch, for the record. Big lefty. You know, he's a good dude as well.
Who worked at TikTok and Twitch. So barring any other drama and barring these two guys leaving the org, I think OTK will probably stick around, although they will always have a bit of a stained reputation with some, and that's just a battle that time will defeat. And that's about it. I think that covers pretty.
Big lefty, now a capitalist? The fuck? What do you mean? He is. What is he, not supposed to work a job? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, what? Motherfucker literally said Big Lefty now works for another organization. Yeah, he worked for TikTok and he worked for Twitch and now he works for OTK. Do you unironically think you just mean, like, you think being a leftist implies that you can't have a job? Like, you, what? If you can't change everything, you shouldn't change anything. What? Dumbass take? Dark humor defense. If you can't change everything, you shouldn't change anything. If you can't change the systems, you shouldn't